Almost ready to get underway then. Ian Humphreys, ball in hand. Match referee today is Alan Rowland. And he supported the TMO, Tony Red, also of the IRFU. It'll change of plan. Wallace will kick off instead of Humphreys. Good height on that kick. Ulster get to it. Ulster have one possession. Good work from the men in white, playing from right to left. Boss, Humphreys, skip one of the line, pass a little bit low. Ulster have to kick for the corner. Paul Warwick chases back. Thought his angle was too tight, opts to run, gets outside the 20, he bounces off one tackle. Nagusa gets to him now, driven towards the touchline, flag goes up. Good work from from Warwick.
And Warwick, the one really who's given Munster the spark early season. He's the one player who's been in form. Good start from Ulster, but Warwick really has been a rock in the full-back position there. But set piece now. Munster have had problems both in scrum and line-out. Must assert their authority here and put pressure on the Ulster throw.
First line out of the game, then Nigel Brady will throw. For Ulster, key part of the game. Long pass to Humphreys. Ulster use Nagusa as the batting ram up the middle, get the ball through the hands again quickly. Little bit static that time, shouts in the home crowd of crossing, but it looked like it was okay. Boss to Humphreys once again. And that time the pass was forward. The referee saw it, the whole crowd here saw it.
Yeah, referee in the right position there, slightly forward, no question about that. But you see the intent from Ulster straight away. Ball off the top and the line out. They're looking to go wide, taking runners off Humphreys. Forward pass definitely there, but again, I think more importantly from Munster's point of view, the tackles were going in early. Scrum here, first scrum of the game. Stephen Archer, a big night for him. 21 years of age, he's never played at this level.
Free kick from the first scrummage. The ball put in crooked, tapped quickly. Stephen Ferris also showing intent straight away, driving up the middle. Ulster have the ball again. Almost up to the 22. Nagusa acts as the scrum half. Pass almost intercepted there. As it goes through the hands, comes off a Munster hand. That ball, that'll be a line out. Maybe Ronan O'Gara didn't see the ball come off the Ulster or the Munster player.
Yeah, which is good aggressive defence by Munster. O'Gara did look as if he cut the line there, but Munster's line speed in defence has been poor in the games up to now, something I'm sure they've worked on in training, and we see early evidence of that there.
Play comes back for that knock on, and it will be an Ulster scrum. Isaac Boss puts the ball in. Henry picks off the back. They use Boss again, and the little miss move. Humphreys running wide, little reverse pass. Good defence. Maffey made a good tackle just outside the 22. Ulster still have possession though. Wallace, a little bit of a misunderstanding. Did it come off a foot or off a body? Roland's hand is out. It's advantage to Ulster for the scrummage. And now the kick to clear. Ulster have to chase back. Nagusa's there. Ball bouncing towards that touchline. Picks up now. Almost blocked down.
Once again, you see the intent from Ulster. Great reverse pass inside to Trimble, but Maffey covering across. Great tackle. Great work again from De Villiers in getting in over, securing possession. And again, a very good chase of the kick from Keith Earls, putting pressure on Nagusa. And now Munster are left with defending this line-up. But again, I think you'll see them putting pressure on the air.
Ulster use the front of the line out this time. About 8 metres outside the 22. Great height on the kick from Boss. Warwick underneath it, took his eye off it slightly, bounced off his shoulder. Wallace tried to offload the pass and the tackle, and went forward. Scrum coming to Munster. There's no advantage. The whistle blows now.
And you can see the reaction there from Stephen Ferris. Is actually Keith Earls. Just got caught under the ball, bounced off him. Ferris supporting here, lays it off to Paddy Wallace, and forward pass was what Alain Roland had adjudicated the pass from Ferris. That's why he was so annoyed with himself. But again, good positive play from Ulster.
Paddy Wallace, number 12, the Ulster captain this evening. Front rows just go down. Roland will want that scrum set again.
And it's important in the early scrums here, John, that Stephen Archer has given support from the players around him. He's gone well in the opening 2 scrums. The initial free kick was for a crooked put in from Tomás O'Leary. It had nothing to do with the front rows. And really the early pressure, Tom Court on the loose head side. You see him here. Archer doing quite well, getting a very good step into the scrum there. And it's important, as I say, that he just holds his confidence, attacks that Ulster scrum early on. He'll have Paul O'Connell in there behind him in the scrum, which is a huge plus, and David Wallace next to him. I'm sure they'll be talking to him right through every scrum.
Little bit of attention for Nigel Brady, the Ulster hooker. Looks like he's okay to continue. Ulster have managed to quieten down the home crowd, Donal.
Yeah, they have. And interesting there, the Alain Roland saying to the assistant referee, if it goes in crooked, I want to know about it, because he's on the other side of the scrum. He obviously penalised Tomás O'Leary for his first put in, and he's watching it.
Scrum a little bit scrappy again. It turned that time, and then the front rows went down.
There's your mark. Crouch.
Roland has gone over to that side himself now to have a closer look. As he played scrum half himself, he might fancy putting it in and show Tomás how to do it.
Good pick off the back of the scrum. Munster advance a few metres. O'Leary with the kick this time. Maffey chasing. Keith Earls chasing. Great height on it. O'World's a little bit early on the Gusa.
Yeah, you just look at it here. It was a very good kick initially. Keith Earls, he's early. He's not looking at the ball. No question, a penalty there. And he looks a little over anxious. We've seen him already drop the first high ball. No question there. He was he never had his eye on the ball. He was looking at Nagusa all the time. And really, that's a cheap penalty and a silly penalty to give away.
Well, Nagusa has stayed down after that bang. Earls is all right.
He's on his own on that one.
Munster coaching panel looking on. I won't be too pleased with how it's gone so far, but it's an 80-minute game. And they haven't conceded a score from the pressure so far from Ulster.
Yeah, I think though the pick-up from the scrum there from Dennis Leamy got very good yardage, and it's something I think that Munster will look to do scrum time. Keep it simple, put it in, get it into channel 1 and get it away from the scrum as quickly as possible.
Ian Humphreys has taken the penalty, found a good touch on the 22. Nigel Brady still shaking off a little bit of an injury received in the scrummage. He's ready to throw to the line out now. As the Munster crowd raise their voices to get behind the men in red. Ulster use the front of the line out again. Falloon coming in to help out. BJ Botha at the back. Wants to get it moving slightly. It breaks up now. Botha has to go himself. Support getting there now.
That's a rock hand!
Referee roaring at the players to keep their hands off the ball. That pass might have been a little bit forward. Roland happy to let the play go on. The home crowd are happy with that. Maffey in the white boots gets play outside the 22. O'Leary now. Rubber kick, sees some space behind. Trimble retreating. Nagusa under a bit of pressure here. Can't get away from the Munster tacklers. There's plenty of white shirts there though. Managed to protect the ball, but good clearance from O'Leary. Munster sent back almost to their own 22.
He's behind the ball, he's okay.
Isaac Boss takes on the kicking responsibility as Warwick charges forward. Good catch and then a heavy tackle taken low and high. O'Leary to David Wallace. Wallace can't get across the 10-metre line. Munster still have possession though. Leary reaches in, gets it out of the ruck. Dennis Fogarty down to the ground on the 10-metre line. Munster come again. O'Gara sees a little bit of space. Trimble was up, one bounce into touch. That was an excellent kick from Ronan O'Gara.
But that's far better play from Munster, and all of that coming from a turnover engineered by Dennis Leamy early on. I thought his pass was a little bit forward, and Munster got away with it. But again, O'Gara, he knows what he has to do. Put it into the corner, put the pressure back on Ulster, and the crowd here recognised that as well. And great kick from him.
So the first line out throw for Brady, that really is a bit of pressure on the defensive side. Only one so far. I've been further upfield, just 10 metres from the try line. It's back on the Ulster side, but it's very awkward. Munster react quickly. Ulster players are there now to protect it. Munster come driving through again. Munster have managed to win the penalty. Very good work from the Munster pack.
That's great work by Munster, because Ulster had done everything right, won the ball in the line-out, and certainly Brady, his throwing last week in horrible conditions in Ravenhill, were excellent. But again, the pressure came afterwards, after Ulster had won the ball. Donegal Callaghan in particular put huge pressure on Ulster on the ground. O'Gara, no hesitation in going for the corner. Munster are looking for 5 points here.
Get back 2 metres, get back 2 metres. That's it.
Referee just calling for a clean channel down the line. Dennis Fogarty throws. Good catch at the back of the line out. Munster rumble around the edge. Another pick and go from Paul O'Connell this time. His drive is repelled. Good stuff from Ulster. Munster still have the ball. You see it just coming out there. Leamy this time. Nice support from Stephen Archer. Can't find a way through. And the ball just dropped. A howl of disappointment from the Thomond faithful. That opportunity slips away. A good defence from Ulster, Donald.
Excellent defence on the ground. It was a really magnificent take from Dennis Leamy, one-handed take from the line-out. They'd been set up well, but Munster drove them back, both on this occasion. On this occasion, getting a hold of Dennis Leamy. Paul O'Connell playing it off here, and Dennis Fogarty just took his eye off the ball at the vital time. With good defence from Munster on the ground, and it's a characteristic of their play all season.
Okay, it's got to be on the feet, okay? All right. Yeah. Time is off, Tony, yeah? Pardon me? Yeah.
BJ both are just receiving some attention.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, he started well, certainly carried a lot of ball. One knock on early on, but he's been involved in everything defensively. He's been driving Munster back there on the ground, and it's been a good contest. Opening 10 minutes, as I say, both sides having a go with the ball. Positive play from both teams, and it's great, I think, to have a referee like Alain Roland, who understands the rivalry, understands the pressure, I think, that both teams are under, and if at all possible, he's allowing the flow of the game to go.
Botha resumes his place in the front row for this scrummage. Sure, there'll be big pressure here from Munster. Ulster want to get quick possession. The front rows pop up, but Henry picks from the back. Good work from Chris Henry, 5 metres or so. Almost takes play up to the 22. Back to Paddy Wallace now. Wallace with the boot for the sideline and finds the safety of touch. Good clearance that time from Ulster.
Well, it is a plus for Ulster. They do have 2 kicking options now, with Ian Humphreys at 10, Paddy Wallace at 12. But a good scrum here from Munster. You see Stephen Archer putting great pressure on court, but Chris Henry, as he has done all season, under pressure, picks and makes the good yards. Support from the Ulster pack there, and a very good kick in the end from Paddy Wallace.
Fogarty throws to the line, tapped off the top. Thomas O'Leary thought there was a little gap, but he was swallowed up. Ulster still have the ball though, outside the 22. Get them all going, the ball left behind. O'Connell picks it up now. O'Connell gets to the 22-metre line. Munster want to get the ball out of there quickly. It's there for O'Leary. Alan Quinlan just protecting it. Munster deciding to keep it tight at the first point of attack. Alan Quinlan now. Good phases of possession here. O'Gara, dummy pass. Didn't fool the defence. Ball a little bit slow, coming back. O'Leary spots a little gap across the 22. And Munster going to score. Jean de Villiers under the posts. Follows a little half break from Tomas O'Leary, set it up. There was pressure from long spells of possession for the Munster side. And de Villiers was just on the shoulder of Tomas O'Leary. And the crowd here in Thomond, something to warm them at last.
Yeah,
the players.
Well, I think the smile from de Villiers said it all. Great break from Tomas O'Leary initially, but the awareness to know he wasn't going to make it. Looked inside, a great supporting line from Jean de Villiers. He actually takes him, switches the way he was going, and we've seen him score so many tries for South Africa. That's his second one in Munster colours, but again, superb awareness from Tomas O'Leary. But you have to say, poor defence from Ulster around the ruck. Nobody protecting the gate there, and I think defensively Ulster will be very disappointed with that, but no more than Munster deserve in terms of the intensity they've brought to the game in the last few minutes.
O'Gara with as easy a conversion as he's going to get. Just in line with the right hand post, makes no mistake. O'Gara took the ball into contact. It looked like there might have been a little bit of pressure getting it back. Eventually squeezed the ball out. Tomas O'Leary then just saw space in front of him. De Villiers finished off. Great work from Munster. So with that try, Munster lead by 7 points to 0. Our Score graphics proudly sponsored by SAS. Shivkovsky deals well with the up and under. Ian Humphreys sees a little bit of space. Good kick from Humphreys. Sends Munster back into the 22.
Very good kick here from Humphreys. He knows Ulster now are the ones who have been on the receiving end of all the pressure. Ulster now looking to try and get some territory in that Munster 22.
Callahan with the catch. From that Munster line out. Box kick from O'Leary. Trimble underneath it. And a little bit of protection. Trimble tackled outside the 22. Ulster have possession again, throwing it wide. Nagusa in off the wing. Throws a long pass out. Good work, Ulster. Defence is there for Munster. Ulster player gets back to his feet. Paddy Wallace showing good strength. But he doesn't have enough strength to stop 6 or 7 Munster players driving him into touch. But good attacking option that time from Ulster.
Yeah, it was a great skip pass here. Munster were caught out wide, but Paul Warwick initially making the tackle here. Ronan O'Gara also corner flagging, manages to pull Paddy Wallace down, and in the end there's 4 or 5 Munster players scrambling to get across, but a good response from Munster after conceding that try to de Villiers.
Fogarty throws over the head of O'Connell. Alan Quinlan was there, but the throw not straight. Ulster off for the scrummage.
Well, no surprise that Ulster going for that option. Just a little overthrow there from Dennis Fogarty. It was crooked as well. And Ulster now looking to put huge pressure on. This is one of the areas Munster, they don't want to defend too many 5-metre scrums. Big blind side open here.
Good shove from Ulster. Ball at the feet of Chris Henry at the back of that. The referee's arm is out, playing an advantage. Boss gets the ball to Humphreys. Little chip over the top from Humphreys. Will he win the race? Can he touch it down? Humphreys got a hand to it. Whistle blows. Try awarded. Great work from Ian Humphreys. He knew he could take the chance. There was a penalty coming. Well, that's an excellent finish from the number 10.
Which is a great chip over here. Munster defence, they had to come up quickly. I thought he had kicked it too far. You just see the bounce. Definitely got his hand there. Paul Warwick trying to come across to cut it off, but that's a great response from Ulster, and a super individual score by Ian Humphreys.
We see it again. He saw that there was plenty of space behind. I thought as well he got too much in the kick, but he's got plenty of pace.
Well, it's one of those things in some pitches. The in-goal area can be too big for opposition teams at times. Certainly there he had plenty of room and got his reward for chasing the kick.
Successful conversion from Humphreys. Draws the scores level. Oh, that's good work. And a great response from Ulster. And you see the conversion from behind the goal. Has to hurry, get it over the heads of the on-rushing Munster players. Ian Humphreys' try, as I said, draws Ulster level. It's Munster 7, Ulster 7. And we've played 17 and a half minutes of the game here at Thomond Park. Restart finds its way to Ian Humphreys. Ian Dowling tried to block it using his foot, slid through. Well, Warwick has to retreat. Tries to skip away from one tackle, but swallowed up by white shirts there. As well, stays on his feet. Has gone to ground, the ball is there. Ulster scrabble forward. Which side is it going to come out? Referee says it's out and it's okay. Now blows the whistle, penalises Ulster.
Yeah, it looked for a second as if it was there, but came in from the side.
Penalty was taken quickly by Alan Quinlan. Lost possession, and the up and under from Ian Humphreys didn't get a lot of distance on it. Munster come back with possession. Maffey stopped just across the halfway line. O'Gara goes for the corner once again. Trimble has to chase back. Well, doesn't find touch, but Trimble very, very tight to that line. And that's an excellent kick from Trimble. We've no room to play with there. And the touch judges come all the way up to the 10-metre line. I think he might be a little bit generous.
Well, he certainly added a few yards to that one, but you see Trimble, he didn't have a huge amount of room to deal with, but superb spin kick off his right foot, parallel to the touchline. Great ground gain.
Fogarty's throw almost disrupted, but Munster have possession. Taken off the top to Villiers. Running at a straight line at the Ulster defence. Stopped though on the 10-metre line. Munster once again. O'Gara tackled and driven backwards. Ulster tried to drive over the ball. Good strength coming from Ulster and results in the penalty. Good work from the men in white that time.
Can't play in your hands, both.
That's a poor penalty for Munster to concede. For the first time in the game, we'd seen a ball off the top. Jean de Villiers, his trademark up the middle of the field. He's had precious few opportunities to do it since he's come here. But unfortunately, the defence of Paddy Wallace on Ronan O'Gara, he got the hit in early, drove him back, and O'Gara failed to release in the contact area. And now Humphreys has a chance to put Ulster ahead.
Well, there's lots more rugby coming your way on Setanta Sports. Edinburgh versus Dragons tomorrow from 4:45 p.m. on Setanta Ireland. Ulster versus Glasgow, the next Ulster game, that's on December 4th, 8 p.m. kickoff on Setanta Ireland. And then Munster's next match against the Ospreys, December 5th, 6:30 p.m. kickoff on Setanta Sports 1. Ian Humphreys now with the penalty attempt. Halfway between the 22-metre line and the halfway line. Muted cheers from the visiting supporters. Humphreys has added the 3 points. Very good kick. He was a long way out. That's good. And that'll settle Humphreys' nerves for the place kicking. Here you see it from behind. Struck with confidence, plenty of distance, had the direction. It's now Munster 7, Ulster 10. O'Gara's restart just got a little bit too much umph on that one, straight to touch.
Well, that's very poor for a player of O'Gara's experience. You can see his reaction there. You concede 3 points like that. The last thing you need to do is drop it out on the full, handing the initiative back to Ulster. Scrum in the middle of the field, 2 sides to play from, and the way their backs are going, no doubt they're going to run at this.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Gaze.
Henry picks off the back to Boss. Kwiatkowski up from full-back, tackled. Magusa.
Hands out, you're off your
Magusa
feet.
opts to take on the responsibility himself, makes a metre or 2, and then is tackled. Isaac Boss back to his feet. Again, Ulster used the direct route. BJ Botha into contact. Ulster up to the 10-metre line. Change of mind, I thought Alan Rowland had given the penalty to Ulster, his hand went that way first, but quickly changed his mind. It's a Munster penalty.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of panic in the Munster ranks there. They thought they'd conceded another penalty, but it was good defence. They managed to wrap up Ferris and Chris Henry there and clear their lines.
Another little mistake from Ronan O'Gara. Didn't catch hold of that kick at all. Nagusa trapped it with the feet outside the 22. Picks the ball. Just runs into the red chasers. Box kick from Boss, great height on it. Munster, no call. The ball comes forward off a Munster player. Ferris the first to react. Playing an advantage for that knock on to Ulster. The ball not coming out, and Alan Rowland bringing the play back.
You have to say, John, really, it's Ulster. They've reacted better to the early score that Munster have got. They've bossed the last 10 minutes of the game, came back, got the try and the penalty, and it's Munster now once again. The unforced errors that we saw in Murrayfield last week, a poor restart from Ronan O'Gara, and then a poor kick out of hand. You're just not used to seeing a player of his experience and ability making those basic mistakes.
Touch, pause, engage.
Scrum not settled.
Here's the mark. Reds, take the hit. Don't push through till the ball is in. Take legitimate pressure this side, please. Crouch.
A little bit of help and advice from the referee to the two front rows. And he didn't like what he saw on the far side that time. No problem. He blows the whistle straight away, awards the penalty to Ulster. A little pat on the head there for PJ Botha.
Yeah, well, he's gone over to that far side. I don't think he likes the way that Julien Bruno has been binding or using his arm in binding with PJ Botha. Certainly, he had warned him earlier on and went over to have a look. And again, Ulster making capital out of it. Excellent kick again from Humphreys into the corner.
So another great attacking opportunity here for Ulster. 8 or 10 metres from the Munster line. Nigel Grady gets ready to throw to the line out. The throw goes a little bit astray. Munster grab possession from that line out. Throw just a little bit too high.
Behind the ball, stay behind the ball. Okay.
O'Leary with the kick to clear. And finds the safety of touch. Good stuff from the Munster scrum half.
That's the one thing with O'Leary, he's not afraid to take responsibility. You just see here, it's a clear overthrow from Henry. Dennis Leamy in the right position to pick and clear, and a very good clearance kick from Tomás O'Leary.
Once again, Munster robbed the line out. Tomás O'Leary tries the narrow side. The pass came back. Who knocked it on first? Quinlan was pleading there was an Ulster hand to it before he dropped it, and he wins the argument. Munster will have the put in.
But again, great pressure from Munster in the air on the Ulster throw. You just see Tomás O'Leary, who's been a live wire early on. Tis Tom Court gets a hand in as the pass goes to Alan Quinlan. Munster scrum.
Touch, pause, engage.
There was a bit of a loose arm flapping at it. Might have been lucky that it wasn't a penalty for deliberate knock on.
Okay.
Again, the
Stay
scrums
tight,
go
don't
down.
come around. Stay in there. I have a problem at the moment. Where's your mark? Crouch. Touch, pause, engage.
Good shove at the first attempt from Ulster. Munster have the ball though. O'Gara launches the Gary Owen. Nagusa underneath it this time. Rhodes kept his eye on the ball all the way. Did very well. Ulster have infringed. Whistle blows. Penalty to Munster.
Well, technically, Keith Earls was absolutely spot on here. He gets his shoulder into Nagusa. Eye on the ball, different from the last time when he competed, and the net result, he wins possession, and a penalty as a result. And a debate now. Ronan O'Gara again not opting to go for the kick. Perhaps I'm a bit surprised with that, I must say. Not sure whether there's a big wind down on the field or not. Any win that's there, I think, is against Munster in this half, and O'Gara judging that is just not on from there. You just see the flags on the city end there, and that's where Munster are playing into.
Front again, okay? 2 meters.
O'Gara's found a good touch though inside the 22. Munster good attacking position, throw to the back of the line, out tapped off the back brilliantly. The ball to Maffey. Maffey almost gets away from the tackle. Munster 10 metres out, recycled quickly. O'Gara throws a wide, Warwick in the line. Warwick steps inside the tackle, gets back to his feet. Munster have up the ball again, come to the narrow side. Bruno stopped in his tracks. Munster try and get a bit of momentum going. The ball went backwards, and then I think an Ulster boot just about got to it to hoop it into touch. And Munster given the line out.
Yeah, they just lost control of it at the end, but again, great ball off the tail of the liner from Donnacha O'Callaghan. We haven't seen a huge amount of that off the tail, and the benefit is Maffey can go on a flat line, quick recycle, and unfortunately I think just Stephen Archer just got a hand to it, and but it's ended up with a Munster attacking line out.
Line out ready now, Fogarty to throw. Munster still deep in the Ulster 22. Another tap off the back. Paul O'Connell gathers it himself. Well bounced awkwardly in front of the scrum half. Pick and go, stopped at the first attempt by Ulster. Another one from Munster, 2 or 3 metres made.
He's off his feet.
Crowd getting to their feet here now as they sense a Munster try.
Get your hands off, you're off your feet.
Munster changed the point of attack slightly. Now can they move it wide? Again, the defence is sound from Ulster, but they're swallowed up in all the tackles. Ferris grabbing the player. O'Connell picks and goes. Ulster and Munster just 4 metres from that Ulster line. Wallace and Alan Quinlan. And O'Gara in there helping Ferris. Trying to use his bulk to disrupt Munster slightly. Dennis Leamy coming to help now. It's taking a while to get out. Leamy's the one to pick and go. Quinlan helping. Fogarty this time. That's the 5 metre line. Almost under the Ulster posts. Ulster body in the way. O'Leary has to take it. Nearly slips through the tackle. Slithers to within 2 metres of the line. The red shirts piling in now. Want to get over that ball. Munster have it one more time. Desperate defence from Ulster. Paul O'Connell at the back of that ruck, picks the ball up, bounces off one tackle. There's great strength from the Munster captain. Wallace, good tackle coming in from both of Wallace, driven backwards a little bit. Again, another pile drive from Munster. Whistle blows, the ball's gone to ground. It's a scrum to Munster. Referee brings that passage of play to a stop. Paul O'Connell just asking what's the decision for.
Yeah, but just Route 1 rugby by Munster. They go back to what they know best, just one out rugby, pick and go. David Wallace, as he's done so many times, looked as if he was going to get in. The Ulster defence stood up well, and Tomás O'Leary just orchestrating everything that's good around the ruck and the maul at the moment. But certainly Munster, their pick and drive game is back. They need to get more numbers in. At times the ball carrier is getting a little bit isolated. If they can get more numbers in there and support the ball carrier, you just think that a try is going to result. But with the scrum they've had, I wouldn't be surprised here again if they go for quick ball and you look to see Dennis Leamy pick and go.
I don't have an issue with that, but I do if for some reason I make an effort.
Alan Rowland explaining his decisions to Paul O'Connell and the Munster pack. Tom Court receives some attention. He's back to the front row. So Munster try then, almost under the Ulster posts. O'Leary. Strong running, but no way through there for de Villiers, driven into touch close to the corner flag.
Again, you see Munster looking to move the ball away from the scrum as quickly as possible. Ulster defenders were there. It took 2 of them in the end to bring de Villiers down, but unfortunately he was always heading for the corner flag.
Are you in or in out of it? Well, stand in there. Right, get back 2 metres and you can't join the line out. No, not the ball is thrown. No!
Ulster getting a little bit of help.
But I don't think Ryan Caldwell, he doesn't understand the laws of the game. He doesn't know when he can come in. He's not part of the line out. He has to get back from it.
He was trying to argue that he was the scrum half. O'Leary taps the free kick. First tackle, Munster just held up short of the line. Bodies dive over. Tomas O'Leary's arm goes up. Paul O'Connell claiming the try as well. Alan Roland is there. Now he has a look. Whistle blows, arm goes up. It's a try to Munster. David Wallace, the one who's getting the congratulations. And the Munster flags wave here at Thomond Park. We might see it a little bit better from this angle.
David Wallace, impossible to stop from those situations, and time again he's been the one, the catalyst for Munster, driving over the line, deprived of a try in Murrayfield unfairly, I felt, last week. Certainly here, the weight of numbers in behind him. O'Connell, Archer, Donegal, O'Callaghan, all in there, and to be fair to referee Elaine Rowland, in the perfect position to judge it.
O'Gara adds the 2 points. A nice easy conversion for him just in front of the posts. A try from Wallace, and Ronan O'Gara's conversion puts Munster in the lead once again. 33 minutes gone in the game. It's Munster 14, Ulster 10.
I've no doubt a talking point for the two lads in the studio at half-time. The decision of the referee there with the discussion with Ryan Caldwell to give the free kick. That's what led to the try from Wallace.
Ian Humphreys with the restart, goes deep. Dennis Leamy catches inside his own 22, bounces off a tackle, rumble to the ground, gets back to his feet for another couple of metres. Referee was roaring at the Ulster number 5 to get back on side. He didn't. Whistle blows, penalty to Munster.
And I think John, Dennis Leamy has had an outstanding opening 34 minutes to this game. Really carries a huge amount of ball. I always felt he was going to be up for this one. He's taken a bit of criticism himself over the past couple of weeks. He certainly has been very impressive in this opening 34.
Clearance from the penalty, finds a good touch. Munster almost out to the halfway line. Fogarty's throw, O'Connell catches. Kick from O'Leary, not a lot of distance on it. Ball squirts out, came back on the Munster side. It was illegally done, penalty to Ulster.
I think Tony McGahan now, he'll be trying to get a message into Munster. Their discipline at various times in the season has been poor, and the last thing they need to do now is start conceding penalties, having got back into the game with that try.
Penalty well kicked by Ian Humphreys. Finds a good touch. Oh, Munster are driven back to their 22 almost. There's 4 minutes left in the first half. There is the Munster coaching panel. The side have the lead, but they haven't performed like the well-oiled engine they can on some occasions. Clean possession from the line out. Ferris used as a battering ram, almost gets up to the 22, both is there. Well, did he knock the ball on? He looked like he went to pick it up. And just tumbles over, protects the ball. Caldwell this time. Tackled and gone to ground immediately. Made a metre or two. Ulster still outside the 22. Chris Henry calling for support. Falloon number 7 to his right. Good drive from Ulster across the 22 this time. Munster player, Leamy, was he onside? Tackle comes in, but Boss got the pass away under pressure from Wallace. It's a hard metre each one gained. They go for the drop goal. Humphreys, has he caught it well? He's caught it nicely. Has he got the direction? It's away to the right hand side and wide. It was a good strike from David Humphreys, just didn't have the direction. After the slow play coming back, here we see from behind the goal.
No, that's incorrect.
Didn't miss by much, Donald.
No, he was. It was definitely the right option. And again, to be fair to Ulster, the response from them once they've conceded a try, again we saw them going down the field, getting into good position to register points. But on that occasion, just the drop kick from Humphreys outside the right-hand post.
A 2-metre drop out from O'Gara, goes to Nagusa.
Release wide!
Ferocious tackling from Munster pays off. Ball not released, penalty to Munster.
Well, it shows again, John, there's just no substitute for hunger, and it was one of the question marks after that awful game in Murrayfield. Munster's kick chase tonight is far better. Again, Alan Quinlan up there putting pressure on the Nagusa, the receiver, and as a result of that, you're getting the penalties. That urgency is something that we didn't see last week, but certainly far better this week. Great response.
Well, after a little bit of a discussion between Paul O'Connell and Ronan O'Gara, Munster decided to go for the sideline with the penalty. We'll have a line out now, 8 metres or so outside the Ulster 22-metre line. And Munster get another score in before half-time. Fogarty ready to throw. Brilliant catch in the line-out by Paul O'Connell. Dragged to the ground once he landed. Alan Quinlan takes play on up to the 22. Ball is there, O'Connell back on his feet and ready to drive again. Both of those stops him in his tracks, sends him back a few metres. Fogarty and O'Leary. Fogarty with the pick and go. Needs support quickly. Falloon can't rip the ball loose. Paul O'Connell again ready to go. Julian Bruno just on his hips. Pass to Quinlan. Back to O'Gara. There might have been a thought of a drop goal, but it wasn't a chance for O'Gara. Had to change his mind. Kicks for the corner. Doesn't quite execute the kick as well as he would have hoped. Isaac Boss takes his time and will touch down. Now he does. Sleepy dives in and 22-metre drop out.
Yeah, I think O'Gara was caught in two minds there. You just see Paul O'Connell, who's really powered into the game. Majestic hands from the line-out to secure possession earlier on. He's driven back there by Botha, makes the ball available. Good clear out from Munster. It's just waiting there. Tomás O'Leary given instructions. Again, Dennis Fogarty, who's played very well tonight, taking it. But unfortunately, the drop goal attempt wasn't on for O'Gara in the end.
With the last few seconds of the first half, Humphreys opts to go for distance. Paul Warwick sends the kick back, his opposite number, Shivkovsky underneath it, good catch. Shivkovsky's kick for touch didn't work out. Warwick has the ball again, tackled on the Ulster 10-metre line. Quinlan in the line, long pass out. De Villiers skips two in the line, Earls wide. Opts to skip back in field, just running into white shirts though, but he needed support. There's plenty of support there now from Munster. Earls didn't release in the tackle, penalty to Ulster. And Alan Rowland, I'm sure you heard him say, it's half-time now. I don't think there'll be time to play on if Humphreys kicks to touch. And with that in mind, Humphreys doesn't bother aiming for any distance at all. Kicks to touch. Alan Rowland blows the half-time whistle. It's been a good game so far. True tries for Munster. De Villiers and Wallace. One for Ulster from Humphreys. Half-time score, Munster 14, Ulster 10. Alan Rowland just checking his watches and everything ready. And allows Ronan O'Gara to restart the game. Chris Henry underneath it, long pass to Humphreys. Wants to go through the hands. Good support from Ulster, cross halfway. This is a great counter-attack, and what a start of the second half. Andrew Trimble struggling to get the pass away, hack forward. No whistle from the referee, it all looked very awkward. Tomás O'Leary's back there and finds the safety a touch. Well, a bright start from Ulster, a little bit frantic, but Munster managed to clear it up at the back.
Well, it was an incredible start. I said that they're playing with confidence, but that's almost ridiculous. A fantastic pass from Chris Henry in the first place, and Andrew Trimble made huge strides up the far side of the field, and Munster really hanging on at the end.
from that clearance from O'Leary. Ulster line out just outside the Munster 22. Ulster get possession. PJ Botha, Stephen Ferris in support. Tom Court there, but the ball is squirted loose. Advantage, it's been knocked on. Advantage to Munster. O'Leary to O'Gara. O'Gara sees that the Ulster defence has to retreat. Magusa almost back to his own line, just 5 metres out. It's round the ball, picks up. Picks to clear and finds a good touch. Good work from the Ulster winger.
A great reward for Munster there in terms of their work at the breakdown. Ferris and Botha have certainly been the top two Ulster forwards in the opening half. It looked they brought the ball into contact there, but somehow Munster managed to turn it over.
Munster line out, bang on halfway. Fogarty will throw. Squirts through the hands of O'Connell. Wallace alert at the back. Maffey now. Tackled low and held. Good defence from Wallace. Munster still with possession though. Leamy. Tackle but manages to get back to his feet, but hadn't enough momentum, but gets across the halfway line. Boss puts the Moss. O'Leary under a bit of pressure. First one to it is Ian Humphreys with the boot, but the whistle blows.
Calm it down.
Ed O'Donoghue reacted slightly. Donegal Callahan won't let him go. Isaac Boss trying to get involved now. He doesn't really have much of a height advantage on Donegal Callahan.
Well, you just see again Leamy taking up from where he left off in the first half. I thought he was outstanding. They failed to hold him in the tackle. He gets up, he's entitled to go on again, but just unfortunately here the pressure from Boss ended in a poor pass from O'Leary to O'Connell. Good pressure from Ulster in the end.
Scrum not settling at all there. Everybody back to standing position. It'll have to reset.
It's everybody's fault, okay?
Now we have a chance here now to watch Botha and Bruno having a go off each other. Both are very good tight head. He's not the biggest of man, but technically very good. Just coming in and a cross on top of Dennis Fogarty here in the last scrum.
Scrum's a bit more solid this time. Something funny happened on the far side. Ulster appealing and get the decision. I think the referee's assistant helped out on the far side there. Roland gives the penalty to Ulster.
No, okay.
Yeah, one of the Munster forwards, I think, using hands on the ground there, picked up, as you say, by the assistant referee on the far side.
Humphreys penalty. Gets a good touch inside the 22. Here we might see it again. Alan Quinlan.
Well, it's the old Neil Back trick. Quinny was around that day when Neil Back worked his magic in Cardiff, and unfortunately Back got away with it. Quinny got caught.
Well, I'm glad I was here to see that, Donald. The number of people from Limerick and Munster have said what Neil Back did was an absolute disgrace. I quite admired it, and I admired Quinlan trying it as well. Munster have robbed possession. Wallace at the back of the line out. Back to O'Gara. O'Gara can go for touch. Decides not to go directly, but gets the bounce of the ball. It looked like it came off the hand of Andrew Trimble. This could be a throw to Munster. It is indeed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Munster have put huge pressure on Ulster on the throw all through the game. That's the third time they've turned over possession on the Ulster throw. O'Gara got maximum out of the kick, and as you said, it went off Andrew Trimble. The crowd played their part in letting the assistant referee know that it did, and Munster now in a very good position.
Fogarty's throw, quick ball off the top of the line out again. Ball gets to Maffey, slips through one or two tackles, stays on his feet. Great strength from Lafemi Maffey. Warwick into the line. Donegal Callahan ball carrying, driving into the 22. Great support from the forwards for Munster. Ulster trying to rip the ball loose from Tomas O'Leary's grasp, managed to do so. Paul O'Connell gets his foot in there, hacks it loose, hacks it free. And now Ulster have to defend a line out on the 5-metre line. Paul O'Connell signaling to the players.
Well, you just see
lift this game.
Great ball off the top once again, and Maffey, once he gets a smell, gets in behind the Ulster defence there. Great work on the ground by Munster and turning it over, but Munster have managed to pilfer the ball again.
Munster from that line out find themselves just a yard or so short from the Ulster line. Ulster appealing that there's an infringement. Dangerous, dangerous times here for Ulster. Alan Quinlan controlling the ball. Donegal Callan in support. Quinlan driven to the ground. The ball is there quickly. O'Connell can take it this time. Bruno there in support. Stephen Archer. They go to O'Gara, pass wide. Earls dives in low. Nothing Nagusa can do about that. Try number 3 for Munster. It was well worked. They robbed the Ulster line out. And Earls knew he had a chance and got low. Nothing Nagusa could do to stop that.
No, but that's the difference when you get quick ball here. Great pass from Ronan O'Gara, flat pass. Now, Nagusa defensively, it was one-on-one. He showed Earls the outside, and Earls dived in underneath him. Great opportunism from Earls, but poor defence from Nagusa. But Munster won't care. It all came from the turnover again of the ball in the line-out. Munster superb in that area tonight. And once they got a sniff of the line, you just felt they were going to score. And now, incredibly, they're only one try off a bonus if they're to go on and win this game.
O'Gara's conversion attempt then successful from 2 out of 2 so far. That one, well, it looked good, went up into the floodlights and just drifted to the left-hand side at the end. A lot of the crowd thought it was good.
You just see a great late call from Ronan O'Gara, good flat pass, and Earls does very well to finish there.
So with that try from Earls, Munster extend the lead. It's now Munster 19, Ulster 10. Ian Humphreys restart, hanging up well in the breeze. Paul O'Connell underneath it, catches it overhead. Driven back into the 22. Ball to O'Gara. Shivkovsky perfectly placed, took the catch. Can't get through the cover though. Support there quickly from Ulster. Pass to Wallace is very low. Brilliant work from Ian Humphreys under a little bit of pressure. His only option was to kick for territory and finds a brilliant touch. That's halfway between the 22 and the try line in the Munster half.
A good decision there from Humphreys. They looked initially to move the ball wide. It was a poor pass. He again just went for the option to get territory. And it's a big 10 minutes now, you feel, for Ulster. I think if Munster were to get the next score, Ulster would find it hard to win, but a big 10 minutes coming up.
Callahan catches at the front of the line out. Tomas O'Leary with the kick to clear. Trimble underneath, makes a safe catch. Can't get away from the Munster chasers though.
Push back, 3!
Oh, just asking for Munster players to get onside. Ball is there. Falloon coming in to help. Tom Court steps back.
Hindmost.
Court, the man used.
Okay, Hatten, you're off your feet,
Stopping his tracks though. Ball squirts out the side. Ulster try a different point of attack closer to that touchline.
You're off your feet.
Munster defence up to it so far. Ulster badly need to get the next score in this game. Ball's a little bit slow coming out. Boss is there, his helmet is held. Penalty given. Well, the referee shouted.
Back by the headgear, unacceptable.
That's a stupid penalty from Alan Quinlan. And Boss did well. He let the referee know exactly what Quinlan was doing. And I think, again, as a former scrum half, Roland wouldn't appreciate. You just see Alan Quinlan's hand there pulling the ear off Isaac Boss. Boss is shouting at the referee, and the referee says unacceptable. But again, Munster having extended their lead to 9 points, a silly point or a silly penalty.
Paul O'Connell just asking for clarification on what the penalty was for.
I'll explain what the penalty was for. I don't have a problem with that.
Roland getting a lot of chat from both sides and handling it pretty well, Donald. Very capable referee.
Well, he's the best in the world.
You want to calm them all down a little bit? Too many people shouting release, hands off, etc., right? Just get it across to your boys, will you please?
So Humphrey's penalty attempt into the little bit of breeze that's there. Has he got enough? It had the distance just about, but it stayed to the right-hand side. Munster touchdown. Earls thinks about taking a quick one on the narrow side. Humphrey's disappointed with his attempt. So that 9-point margin remains for Munster.
I think Munster be lucky to get away with that. It was a good kick from Humphreys.
Okay, just hang on. Substitution. Time off, Tony.
But again, one of the things why Roland is so good, he keeps talking to players off the ball. His communication skills are excellent, and players appreciate that. They know exactly where they stand.
Yeah, but he's a halfback. It was the headgear that threw you.
Short delay as we have a substitution here. Nagusa leaving the field. On the blocking, making a quick switch.
Time back on, please.
Simon Danieli's coming in. He's going to line up in the left wing, and Andrew Trimble is switched to the right. Long restart from O'Gara. Nagusa underneath, or Shivkovsky underneath it. Kicks into the 22. Mark called.
Here's your mark. Here's your mark.
Big clearance from Warwick, but found the touchline a little bit close. Didn't quite get the distance he hoped. The Munster Supporters Club choir, entertained by them before the game, and enjoying the action.
Yeah, you just see them trying to get the crowd going there, and it's certainly working.
Ulster line out on the 10-metre line, works better this time. Quick ball, Humphreys. Wallace bursting on the line, but the pass was deemed to be forward. The referee was right in line.
Yeah, well, that's his positioning is excellent. Very similar to the opening move of the game. Ulster, they play flat. They've been very good in midfield for the last couple of games. With that one again, just marginally forward, but the correct decision.
Touch, pause, engage.
A little bit of an early shove from Ulster, and the front rows go down on the far side of the scrum.
Here we are.
No whistle from the referee.
Here's your mark. Come closer now.
But I think full marks to young Stephen Archer. Not an easy thing in any way to go in. He's only played a handful of First Division games in the All-Ireland League, working very hard in the Munster Academy, and he's doing his bit.
Munster have possession. Warwick steps up from full back. Danieli into the action straight away. Lets that one go over the try line. And touches down for the 22-metre dropout. It was Shivkovsky back there.
Yeah, they kicked just about 3 or 4 yards too far.
Alan Quinlan underneath the high ball. Tackler coming in pretty quickly from Ulster. Munster have possession though. O'Leary to O'Gara. O'Gara spots that Danieli's out of position, kicks for the corner. And finds an excellent touch. That's much better from Ronan O'Gara.
But that's vintage O'Gara. That's what you've come to expect over the years here in Thomond Park. You've seen him do it so many times, and it's the old guard really who've stood up tonight. Quinlan, that penalty apart has been excellent. Paul O'Connell is leading by example, and O'Gara slowly finding his feet. Certainly the second half, he's the one driving Munster forward.
Brady's throw to the line. Munster contest. Ulster managed to hold on to the ball. The second attempt.
That's once. That's once.
Ulster's maul has been stopped once by Munster. They have to keep it moving and then use the ball the next time it's stopped. Voss reaching in.
Stay out!
Ulster players tumble to the ground.
You're off your feet.
And again, the scrum half being interfered with. Whistle blows.
Your feet off the top. You're not on your feet.
There's an ongoing debate between Alan Quinlan and Elaine Rowland all night. He's such a competitive individual. You just see Paul O'Connell tell him to cool down, but that's what you get with Quinlan, and that's why he upsets so many teams. He is so competitive on the breakdown there, and I mean, look at the net result now. The first mistake, to be fair, from Humphreys all night. But again, you just see Quinlan there. He's in the middle of Ulster all the time, creating problems from them, and he never ever gives less than 100%, and that's why he is so loved down in this part of the world.
Ian Humphreys sliced the kick, but took play outside the 22. Better line out again this time from Ulster. Good throw from Brady. Ulster have possession. Boss to Humphreys. Throw the ball wide. Darren Cave, we haven't seen too much of him in this game. Ball awkwardly off Keith Earls. Paul Warwick is there to clean up. Tackle by Cave. Shivkovsky was there as well. Munster have the ball again. Little chip over the top from O'Gara. Maffey to chase. Maffey bounces over the top of the Ulster players. Neither of them got to the ball. Play goes on. Maffey had a spectacular fall, but he's okay. And the ball back to Humphreys. Sees some space. Paul Warwick, well positioned, did well. Now launches the up and under and chases it coming down. Ian Humphreys just took his eye off the ball at the last second. It's spilled loose. Is there going to be a try? Warwick almost up to the line. Ball bounces over the line. Ulster touchdown. It's taken back by Ulster. I think it was Andrew Trimble. It'll be a 5-metre scrum.
Absolutely, John. Taken over by Andrew Trimble there. But Ian Humphreys, the pressure put on him. The chase from Munster was good enough. You just see the kick coming back here. Paul Warwick taking his time. Puts up a well-weighted kick. And Ian Humphreys had all day, really, to take it, fumbles it. Again, the chase from Munster. Warwick there, Trimble picked it up and brought it over, and good work as well from Bruno to get up there.
White ball, knocked on by Red.
Well, he's given the knock on first, so therefore I think he's adjudging that Paul Warwick knocked it on before Trimble carried it over the line, and therefore it's an Ulster scrum.
We've some autumn internationals coming away in Setanta Sports. First one coming up, Italy versus New Zealand on November 14th. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff. And then Italy welcomes South Africa November 21st, also a 2 p.m. kickoff. That one's on Setanta Sports 1.
Watch for the far side of the scrum. When he hikes it in, let me know. Okay? You okay to scrum it? Yeah.
Just a little bit of break and play. I think it's Paul Wallace getting a little bit of attention. They will resume with the scrum.
It's open.
There's an argument between the doctor and Alan Rowland.
Well, it's David Irwin, my former international colleague, who was a good man to create a few problems when he was playing on the field himself. But Paddy Wallace tried to stay on the pitch. David Irwin saying that it wasn't open, but Elaine Rowland insisting it was a blood injury.
Ulster going to play on with 14.
Well, the referee isn't going to wait. There's a big debate going on now. If Ulster were cuter, they'd have got a player to go down injured.
Basically, Isaac Boss is being a little bit cute there. Couldn't get the ball into the scrum.
Wait for the ball.
Wallace is back.
There's your mark. Crouch.
Paddy Wallace back on with his head strapped.
Touch, pause, engage.
Ian Whitten had raced onto the pitch, went straight back off again. The front rows go down a second time. Quick patchwork there by David Irwin. And you see the strapping on Paddy Wallace's head.
Touch, pause, engage. 7.
Ferris picks. Driven backwards by Maffey. The ball's gone forward. Munster have possession. And they'll have an advantage if they don't get the ball. And there the whistle blows. Scrum to Munster. And that's got the crowd on its feet here. Great work from Maffey.
Yeah, well, you can see the reaction from the Munster players around. Ulster had put Ferris into the number 8 position specifically to pick and go, but Maffey hit him so hard that he dislodged the ball, and you don't see too many people doing that to Stephen Ferris. Maffey, the one who earned the turnover here. Great hit from him.
Shake of the head from Stephen Ferris. Big pressure here on this Ulster scrummage. Munster 8 metres from the try line. Shove comes in, held. Leamy goes off the back. No way through for O'Leary. 6 metres out now. Ulster packed there. Paul O'Connell calling the shots. Pick and pass. Little bit of a misunderstanding. Did it go forward off Botha? Probably did. Off Daniele. Knock on. First one by White. Scrum to Munster again. A little bit of a let off there for Munster.
Definitely, I think they were lucky there. It was a poor pass here from Paul O'Connell. The referee judging that it goes off Botha, I think. But it was a poor pass. You don't see Paul O'Connell do that too often. And again, great credit to Archer there. He's under all kinds of pressure against Tom Court at times, but he's managing to hold that side of the scrum. I think if Munster, if they could just get the ball away from the scrum that little bit quicker.
Front row's down again. No shrill blast of the whistle, so no free kick to either side. No penalty. Munster will get to put it in again.
I'll remind all 6 of you your obligation. Tony, time out for a second. I'm going to remind all 6 of you, remind of your obligation, all right? You stay tight, keep your head and shoulders above your hips. Okay, back straight and bind long, okay? Take control of this, otherwise I'm going to have to. Crouch. Time on, Tony. Touch. Oh!
Well, after speaking to by the referee, the front row's not quite ready that time.
There's a 15-metre blindside here, and I think you could see an 8-9 reverse here if Munster get any bit of quick ball at all.
Touch, pause, engage. Use it!
Scrum turn slightly.
It's gone back.
Boss gets a boot to it. O'Leary has the ball though. Very scrappy from Munster, but now they would set up the ball. Roars a heave from the Thomond crowd. Ulster managing to hold it so far, disrupting well. Munster still have possession though. Surge coming again. Can Munster get momentum? It's edging towards the line. Also even shouted at to use the ball. Munster players go to ground now. It's out wide. Warwick just stopped short. Leamy reaching in for the ball. Archer right behind him, ready to support. Dummy pass from Leamy. Stopped. Ball is out, almost out. O'Leary, ball in front of Alan Quinlan, couldn't hold on to it. He was knocked on. So, result for the defence for Ulster. Little pat on the back there. Sympathetic pat on the back for Alan Quinlan from his captain.
Yeah, just a bit frantic from Munster. You normally don't see that from them. They're more patient once they get into those positions. A couple of the passes have just been that little bit flat. I think it was asking a bit too much of Alan Quinlan there. We saw an earlier one from Paul O'Connell that Munster were lucky to get away with, and you just see Tomas there saying to Alan Quinlan, look, sorry about that, but again, I think it's important. Munster still putting the pressure on Ulster here.
It's been a long spell of play in this Ulster 22. Front rows are up, it's turned. Ulster have possession.
Push back, push back.
Ulster forwards attempting to regroup and protect the scrum half. Boss now back to Humphreys. Humphreys drills the ball into the safety, a touch. Good work from the half-backs that time, but Ulster still in their own half. They trail by 9 points. They need to get movement up the pitch.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get that long clearance in, and ever since the knock-on from Ian Humphreys under that high ball, they've been struggling to try and get out of the 22.
Changes in the front row for Ulster. Kiriakou and Brian Young coming on. Awkwardly back Munster through the line, almost robbed possession. Falloon.
Okay, you're off your feet,
Tackled and driven back by 2 Munster players, Leamy and O'Callaghan. Ulster get possession. A little bit of a block down on the kick. Warwick reacts well though, sees some space, gets away from one tackle across the 10-metre line. What a break from Warwick. Tackle now outside the 22. Brilliant stuff from the Munster fullback. Ball out a little bit awkwardly. O'Leary does well. Pass from O'Gara just in front of Maffey. Maffey races across, picks up the ball. O'Leary and Earls there in support now. David Wallace there.
Hands out!
Tomas O'Leary reaches in. O'Connell just took his eye off the ball again. That passes it a little bit in front of him. Kiriakou was right there.
And again, you just see Paul Warwick. How many times have we seen him do this? Attack from deep. He bounces off the tackles. He's not the biggest of men, but he's a very good fend. Unfortunately, the support just not getting to him quickly enough there, and the opportunity went dead. Poor pass from Ronan O'Gara, and ended up a knock-on from Paul O'Connell. You just think Munster, with all the pressure they've been under, that little bit of anxiousness is there all the time, and it shows itself every now and then.
Just over 15 minutes to go in the game then. It's still wide open. It's a 9-point margin. If Ulster score next, we could be in for a grandstand finish. Munster will have that bonus point in mind. Two famous Munster soldiers there side by side, Donald.
Yeah, John Hayes and Mick Galway. Hayes, what a loss. He's been to Munster since he's been out.
Good kick through there. Takes place at the 10-metre line. Ulster, a rare foray into the Munster half. There's confirmation of the substitutions. Tom Court and Nigel Brady making way for Kiriakou and Brian Young.
Kiriakou, of course, has been here before. He was on loan to Munster from Saracens in 2006 when Munster won the Heineken Cup. Got a try here on one of the earlier rounds, so I'm sure he got a medal in the post at some stage.
Ulster make two more substitutions. Bobby Dyack and Paul Marshall are coming in. Marshall into scrum half. Willie Falloon making way for Dyack. See if Chris Henry might return to flanker. Throw to the line. Out comes Ulster to rob this one. Here come the fresh legs on the Ulster side. Make a little bit of a difference here. Marshall to Humphreys. Takes the ball up to the line. Almost intercepted. Wallace did very well indeed. Dummies to pass. It's Ulster created a 3 against 1 there, and should have executed and really finished that one off. Munster hand came in.
Yeah, you just see there Jean de Villiers shooting up. We've seen him intercept so many times, but it opened the corridor for Paddy Wallace. Looked to offload to Trimble coming in on the switch, but Maffey managed to get his hand in and upset the pass. But really, Wallace doing very well to open up the Munster midfield there.
Front rows, you scrummage on the last scrum, okay? There's no reason why you can't scrummage like that.
Well, key intervention from Maffey. Broke up that attack. Ulster still in a good position here, just outside the 22. Put into this scrummage. Again, it's a bit messy. Dyack has gone to number 8, controlled it. Reverse pass. Using the big man Daniele into the 22. Marshall there quickly. Humphreys. Paddy Wallace with a headband. Well tackled. White shirts are there. Munster trying to rip the ball free. Marshall reaching in. Ulster have it. Come one more time to this narrow side. Ed O'Donoghue driven backwards. Marshall under all sorts of pressure from the red shirts. Coming over the ball now. O'Connell and Earls doing great work. Trying to lift Marshall off the ground, and now Munster have the ball. And a big cheer and round of applause. Long kick downfield, well held by Shivkovsky. Daniele in midfield. Gets the ball to Cave. Cave a little bit isolated out there. Pass to Daniele, was it forward? Daniele ends up in touch anyway.
And really the game has come alive in the last few minutes. I think Ulster recognise they have to go for broke here, having spent so much of the half defending. They're running from deep, but again, inspirational stuff from Paul O'Connell, 5 yards out from his own line. He managed to get right in the middle of the Ulster ruck, win the ball and turn it over, and obviously paid heavily for it. You just see him here, he's back up on his feet, fighting for the ball with Marshall, who's come on. and manages to get his paw in there, pull it up, and that's a magnificent turnover from O'Connell.
Oh, watching the replay, I'm sure you can tell from the crowd reaction. O'Connell back on his feet, making his way towards that scrummage. Julian Bruno is also receiving some attention.
Will you take this opportunity to have a word with the rest of the guys in the practice and quieten it down now between now and the end? Might be advisable.
A few words from the match referee to Paul O'Connell, just asking for the players to stay quiet. Neither side could afford a 10-minute sin bin for a silly mistake or a silly word out of order. Any complaints to the referee? Clock stopped. 12.5 minutes left in the game. Warwick also in the wars a bit. He's okay.
Yeah, he's had precious few opportunities tonight, but every time he's been on the ball, he's asked questions of that Ulster defence. Invariably beats the first tackler. The problem for Munster, I think, is they haven't been able to get the ball into his hand often enough.
Scrum. Time back on, Tony, please.
Munster preparing a substitution as well by the looks of things, but play will continue. Scrum
Crouch.
just outside the Munster 22. Tomas O'Leary will put in.
Stay back, 9.
Quick heel controlled well at the back. Leamy pop pass. O'Leary kicks. Danieli's underneath it. Moves the ball quickly. Shivkovsky to Trimble. Trimble tries to run inside. Maffey gets away from 2 tackles. Offloads well. Ulster across the 10-metre line.
Away, 3.
Good direct running and attacking from Ulster. How can they move the ball wide? Humphreys. Danieli. Danieli across the 22. This is good stuff from Ulster. Humphreys once again. The ball squirts loose. Has it gone forward? It's come back to an Ulster hand. No whistle. Now there's a whistle.
Yeah, I'd look for a second there as if the Munster players had stopped and Henry played on, but I think Ulster have worked out that the Munster defence is vulnerable at times, and they're running from deep now, and they are asking questions. Certainly it's, as I say, they've thrown off the shackles, and they're asking all kinds of questions of Munster in defence here.
Ball just squirting forward. I don't know who tried to leave it back for the supporting players.
I know what they're talking about. In fairness, they're not. They're not losing the scrum at the moment, okay? If the heads come out, then I might have an issue.
Tony Buckley, another one of the Munster injured players. So many front row forwards down injured for Munster at the moment. It happens so many times. Marcus Horton, John Hayes we saw on the stand, Dave Ryan, Dara Hurley, who played last week again, getting injured at the wrong time. But certainly I think Archer and Bruno have worked very hard here tonight, as Damien Varley looked as if he was coming on, but Dennis Fogarty still in the middle of the front row there from Munster.
Touch, pause, engage.
Scrum sets. Tomas O'Leary puts in. Good drive from Ulster. Leamy under a bit of pressure. Picks. Swallowed up quickly. Munster still have possession. Archer there to protect. Box kick from O'Leary. Good distance on it. And finds a good touch. Simon Danieli considers the quick line out and then changes his mind. That's another little look.
Well, I think O'Leary has been excellent tonight. He's taken a lot of pressure off O'Gara, taken responsibility, but a lot of excellent box kicks. And really, after that horrific injury last year against Clonethley, finding his feet now, we can see his pace is back, and really putting himself in pole position for that number 9 jersey for Ireland in the autumn series.
Dennis Fogarty leaving the field. Damien Varley coming in, a hooking position for Munster. As Andy Kuriaku gets ready to throw to this line out. Just marginally inside the Munster half. Throws to the back, throws way too far. Tomas O'Leary was the quickest to react, tried to kick left-footed towards the touchline. Ulster have to play the ball, but they're back at their own 22. Getting driven towards that touchline. Touch judge's flag goes up. Munster will have the throw to this line out. Wasn't a great kick from O'Leary, but it had the desired effect in the end.
Well, he made an instant decision. Ball, again, pressure from Munster in the line-out. He saw there was space available there, but again, 'tis the chase for the kick is what made it good in the end, because Munster now have the throw, having pushed Danieli into touch.
Out 2 meters. Out 2 meters.
First line-out throw for Varley, finds O'Callaghan. Munster Mole slow to get moving. Now it's going, but they take the ball off the back. Ball squirts loose after the tackle. No knock-on indicated by the referee. Munster still have it into the hands of O'Connell. Bounces off two tacklers, gets across the 22. Alan Quinlan this time. Farley in support.
Away 19, you're off your feet. Stay.
Better stuff from Munster now. Maffey throws a little dummy pass, then gets his feet pumping.
Push back.
Still there for Munster. David Wallace, try scorer. Try scorer in the first half, couldn't get away through, but Munster driving towards that Ulster try line. Just 7 metres or so short now. And Munster is devastating from this sort of distance. Maffey again. Quick offload from Maffey, they just couldn't hold on to it. No knock on. Earls jinking one way, then the other. Eventually hold to ground, and Munster continue with this attack. Just about 8 metres out now. O'Leary looking to the narrower side. Farley, the substitute hooker. Took the ball well, but driven backwards a little bit. O'Leary again looking for instructions. Skip past Paul O'Connell. No way through at that time for Munster. Again, O'Leary having a little bit of a look. Alan Quinlan getting in to protect the ball. Will Quinlan have a little go and charge over the top now? Pass wide to Dowling. Dowling almost away from one tackle. Got past Wallace, couldn't get past the second Ulster tackler. Munster patiently getting closer and closer to that line. Wallace, ball dislodged, went backwards. Tried to go wide. Maffey now tried a big handoff. There was too many Ulster players there. He was held. Ferris coming in to try and help. Bounces off the ruck, tackles his opposite number. O'Connell to O'Leary, no way through for Tomas O'Leary. O'Connell's there in support again. Archer getting there. Archer picks, drives. Well, it's very patient, but very, very good from Munster. 5 metres out, but Ulster managed to wrench the ball loose. Hoofed the ball clear upfield, only as far as the 22. Well, that's a little bit dangerous. Both jumping for the ball. It was Darren Cave. Looks like Ian Dowling is the man who's down. He landed very awkwardly.
Okay, move away. Away, away. Move away.
Let's listen to the match referee. Just getting everybody back.
But he certainly landed very heavily on the shoulder stroke neck area, and no surprise David Irwin out there as well, helping the Munster medical people.
Okay, you want to give me a time check? Okay, 6 minutes. What's that?
The yellow card looks like it's been shown to Darren Cave.
No, we've got 6 minutes to go.
Well, there was no question that it was a yellow card offence there. We didn't even see it. The referee flashed the yellow card so quickly.
Skipper, we still have 6 minutes to play, okay? Just to let you know.
These are scenes that you just don't like to see in a rugby field. Dowling commits himself early. He's up off the ground. Now, to be fair to Cave, I think he had his eye on the ball and clashed in mid-air, but really it was a horrible landing for Dowling. And but it was reckless, really, when you look at it again there from Cave. He just smashed into him while he was in the air. You had to leave him come to ground and try and dispute possession once he came back onto the ground.
Well, Dowling still receiving some attention. The clock has stopped.
What's the surfboard on for?
6.5 minutes to go.
Who's going surfing?
And the crowd getting a round of applause going here. It seems like Dowling may be okay. Paddy Wallace, the Ulster captain, in just to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, well, I think the medics are right to take every precaution possible. 6 minutes left in the game, and they're just ensuring that he's okay, just giving him time to get his breath. And fantastic to see him back on his feet.
Well, those were a few worrying moments for Munster, for Ian Dowling, and for everybody here. And now he's taking some water. And is he going to continue? Is he heading to the sideline? It looks like he's happy to continue.
Well, Munster have a decision to make now. Normally you think they'd take the kick to ensure the game, but I think they're looking at a fourth try. Remember, they got a third try early in the second half, and O'Gara and O'Connell together, they've made the decision. They want the fourth try, they want a bonus point, and they want to finish on a high.
O'Gara finds touch 7 metres out from the try line. Ulster, remember, down to 14 men for the rest of the game. 10 minutes in binning. It happened in 73 minutes. So unless there's a long period of time added on after the 80, Darren Cave won't be back. Farley throws. Back of the line out. Good take.
That's once coming off, that's once!
Strong defence coming from Ulster, though the ball bobbles around awkwardly. Munster have it again. Wallace.
Run away!
Callahan in support. Ryan Colwell slightly in the way, getting back to his feet now. Munster showed a lot of patience inside the 22 in the previous passage of play. Eventually gave up possession. Just need to concentrate here. Ball coming back now. Pick. A little bit of a drive, 3 or 4 more metres made. Big men taking on the responsibility. Ball squirts, but Alan Quinlan right on hand. Picked the loose ball, wasn't able to get any momentum. Back to O'Leary now. O'Leary to O'Gara. A little bit behind Maffey. Use O'Leary once again. Ulster defence. O'Leary just wasn't able to, or O'Gara wasn't able to get his pass away. And Munster infringe. Penalty to Ulster. And the chance slips away.
Diving in, using your hands,
yeah, I think it was on there. O'Gara knew there was pace out wide, but he just couldn't get his hands in behind the Ulster defenders. They managed to close him down, and in the end they weren't able to release in the tackle. So the pressure just averted from Ulster for the time being. But you could see the intent from Munster there. Not only did they want to finish out the game, but they were looking for that fourth try that could make a huge difference.
Ian Humphreys from the penalty takes play out to halfway or a little beyond. Well, they didn't look happy. Didn't look any sadder or any happier earlier in the game.
Well, I think tonight, from a Munster point of view, it's all about winning the game. You finish this phase of the year with 5 weeks to go to your next match, and I think the feeling will be a lot better than it's been in the last 3 or 4 weeks. But the game still there for Ulster to attack.
Clean possession from the line out. Ulster barged through almost to halfway. Marshall changes direction. Humphreys, is there any blocking? Shout from the home crowd. Daniele. Well, he thought there might have been a little bit of room outside. The tackle came across. The ball squirted loose. Ian Dowling, the man to make the tackle. Certainly proving that he's okay now.
Yeah, well, again, Ulster looking to go wide as they've done all night. They had a 2-on-2 there. Daniele looking to go outside, but Dowling just confirming that he's recovered from that terrible knock that he took a while ago, and puts in the tackle.
3 minutes.
David Wallace is down, getting a little bit of attention in the centre of the field. Donal, it's your time to choose the Magners man of the match in this game tonight.
Yeah, well, there's obviously a lot of good performances from Ulster early on. Ian Humphreys in particular had an excellent first half, but the pressure that was on Munster coming into this game was huge. They needed their big players to stand up. Paul O'Connell led by example. I thought the whole back row of Leamy, Wallace and Quinlan were outstanding, but for me the catalyst of the performance tonight was Tomás O'Leary at number 9. From that horrific injury he had 12 months ago, or 6 months ago I should say, to see him back on this stage and playing so well, he is my Magners League man of the match.
Well, he has been very influential in the game, and he'll be straight back into the action. He's to put the ball into this scrummage. Round of applause here as David Wallace leaves the field from that injury. I hope it's nothing too serious. Meanwhile, back with live action. O'Gara to Maffey. Maffey is ever keen to take the direct route. Ball to the ground though. Now O'Gara, little chip over the top. Warwick and Earls can chase. A little bit too far. Shipkowski under it in the 22. He knows calling a mark isn't really an option. Daniele from his 22 kicks downfield. Ball stays in play. Was it knocked on? I think managed to stay clear of the awkwardly bouncing ball. Atmosphere's gone a little bit dead here at Thomond Park. They know the game is won. They need something a little bit special from Munster to get that bonus try. Ulster desperate to get back within 7 points and at least take something away from this. Trimble hold to the ground on halfway. Marshall reaching in. Humphreys.
Roll away.
A little bit of a pop pass there, but there was too much Munster cover to create a bit of a gap. Ulster still have. Change of direction. Wallace. Reverse pass. That one didn't fool the Munster defence either. And the Ulster support players coming through and straight over the top of Robbie Dyack. Femi Mafi takes the penalty quickly. Tomas O'Leary kick for the corner and chase. Is that going to stay in play? Looks like Ulster have the pace. Was that one taken back over the line?
It carried over, I think.
Carried over, and Marshall then into touch. Don't know if he touched the ball down, but crossed the touchline. It's a 5-metre scrum to Munster in the dying minutes of this game.
But once again, it's the footballing brain of Tomas O'Leary. He saw the space in behind the Ulster defensive line, put it in there, put the pressure on them, and Marshall forced to carry the ball over. But unfortunately for Munster, Julian Bruno, their loose head, is down injured at the moment. They need him to get up for this one last scrum and try and get that bonus point capturing try. He is making every effort to get back, because of course the only prop that Munster have on the bench is young Dave Kilcoyne, who's a sub-academy player. Really Munster down to the bare bones, and Bruno being asked by the forwards there to come in and give one last effort.
1.5 minutes left on the match clock.
Time back on, Tony. Crouch.
Is this the last chance for Munster to secure that bonus point? Two front rows engaging well before the referee is ready.
Touch, pause, engage.
Front rows are up, the ball's come back awkwardly. It's gone back on the Ulster side. Munster pressure though on Chris Henry. Dyack gets over the ball to protect it. Ulster still have Marshall to Humphreys. Dangerous tactics from Humphreys, but desperate, driven back across the try line. Ulster forwards trying to keep him on his feet. Ripped the ball loose somehow. It's gone to ground now. Who's going to come up with possession here? Munster have it. Is it a Munster try? Alan Roland goes round the post to check. I think he's going to go to the TV referee. He's going to ask Tony Redmond.
I think it was Niall Ronan managed to get his hands on the ball there. Definitely over the line.
I'm going up to have a look at this. Move away.
No question.
Try or no
Roland
try,
had to go upstairs.
Excuse me.
I think he's held up.
If it's not,
He
if
certainly
it is not
looks
a try,
held up.
clock is stopped. If
Certainly
the
looks
try's
held up at
over,
the first
it's a 5-yard
attempt.
scrum to Reds.
Unfortunately,
Very
Mr.
difficult.
Toyota has his advertising hoarding in the wrong place there, but first reaction was he was held up, but certainly the Munster run, O'Gara, Paul O'Connell, Humphreys felt he had to run. They were around him like a rash, managed to pick him up and bring him over the line. If you just look here, it's Robbie Dyack doing very well to get in underneath him, and I think TMO Tony Redmond will find it hard to give
Right,
that.
held up. Scrum 5.
Yeah,
Go. Here we are.
inconclusive.
Scrum again. Time back on. Give me a time check. Okay, thank you.
The clock will start rolling again. 30 seconds or so left. And it's another scrum for Munster under the posts almost this time. And the men in red get across the try line and get that extra point.
Touch, pause, engage.
O'Leary puts in. Again, the front rows are up. It's a little bit awkward. Pick from O'Gara. Warwick is over the line. It's a try for Munster. It's the extra point. It was well deserved. Ulster under a lot of pressure. They're a man short. There was always going to be a bit of space. And the home crowd are absolutely delighted with that. It's nothing more than Warwick deserves. He's had a good game. Leamy went to O'Leary, and O'Leary to Warwick, and Warwick just sailed through the space.
Yeah, it was the simple 8-9 that I thought they might have done earlier on with the blindside movement there. Paddy Wallace had to come in on Tomas O'Leary. O'Leary got his pass away to Warwick, and Munster 79-51 on the clock when Warwick went in. A 4-try winning bonus. Crisis, what crisis in Munster?
Conversion attempt to come from Ronan O'Gara. He's been successful with 2 from 3 so far. He's 15 metres in from that right-hand touchline. This will surely be the final action of the game. Absolute silence in Thomond Park. With a kick, stays wide of the post. O'Gara doesn't add the extra two. Little shake of the head from Ronan O'Gara there, but Munster successful. They've stopped the rod a little bit. 2 tries in each half. De Villiers and Wallace in the first half. Earls and Warwick just at the death. Final score at Thomond Park, Munster 24, Ulster 10.